I want to mention the role of immigrant workers throughout the food chain. I am the top Democrat on the Immigration Subcommittee in an absolutely horrific moment for immigrants of all legal statuses, including U.S. citizens, including people who are here on legal visas. And if you look at the work of immigrant workers throughout this food chain, in the feedlots, in the cleaners, in the meat packing plants, on the dangerous processing lines, in the harvesting of food on farms and orchards, and in the delivery and the sale of groceries, they are undervalued, underpaid, and in the shadows labor in a very coercive, consolidated system. And it's, I believe, one of the greatest tragedies of the food industry. And now, with Trump's horrific kidnapping and deporting of immigrants of all legal statuses and the refusal of our country to pass humane immigration reform, because it's actually in the interests of our opponents to stop immigrants from having legal status so they have somebody to blame instead of the corporations at the top, we are seeing an estimated 1.2 million foreign-born workers leave the labor force just in the last 6 months. So just between January and July, we've had 1.2 million foreign-born workers leave the labor force, and the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office just released estimates that Trump's assault on immigrants, combined with the big bad betrayal bill that was just passed, will result in 1.6 million fewer immigrant workers in our country. Now, separate from the morality of this crisis, there's just no question that the economic damage of harsh enforcement policies on immigration across the agricultural sector will be severe. It'll mean crops rotting in the fields, as is happening in Washington state. It'll mean farms going under. It'll mean eventually higher grocery costs at the stores. It'll damage our entire economic infrastructure of the food industry, even as it destroys the moral and the social fabric of our communities, our families, our cities, and our states. And most businesses are keeping their heads down, not saying anything about this, and hoping not to attract the ire of the Trump administration. And that's, of course, all in the shadow of the hypocrisy of how Mar-a-Lago, as an example, survives in Florida on the labor of immigrants.